about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. About it's all about humanity. About humanity. About it's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. About it's all about humanity. About humanity. About it's all about humanity.
Good night, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Tonight's show's a little different. I'm sitting down, I'm hanging out, and I thought we'd do a little bit of kind of a tech talk, get back to one of the series that I had started earlier, Technology as a Tool, Not as an Obstacle. And if things go well, we'll have some guests up here. One of my guests is already having some technical issues, so not sure if he's going to be able to join or not. But we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. Yeah, I thought tonight, because it's not a train thing, I thought instead of doing a background that is white and whatever, so you can see the background, thought my colors are green, so I thought I would do the leprechaun thing, and make the background green, and see what people thought about it. John from TSG Multimedia says, "What is this? This is technology as a tool, not as an obstacle." I was gonna have two guests. One of them is having a technical problem, and one of them's gonna be a little bit late. So first thing we'll do is I'll talk about my technical issue that I had tonight, just trying to set it all up. Hopefully the background's green, but hopefully I'm lit better than the background. But yeah, it might look like I'm in Tom's room because I do have a ladder in the background, but that's not what tonight's about. My poll for tonight: I love technology, yes or no? I was a little shocked to see that 79% of people so far have said that they love technology. So if you haven't checked it out yet, click yes or no on the poll. Yes, I do have. He said, yeah, I have green rim lighting. Yes, that's my. I don't have my hair light. It doesn't. I don't really have any hair, so it doesn't really work. The ladder's working out pretty good. I almost fell off it the other day. Well, I didn't almost fall off of it. I didn't set one of the legs locked, but not the other leg. And I started climbing up on it, and I realized it was kind of out of whack. But let's take a quick look, say hello to who is here, and then looks like we might have some tech issues to solve tonight. We'll see how that goes. But so we got Artios America, Bottle Railroading checking in, Tim CP368 Productions, Gary Creepy 013, Frank Steeler fan, welcome sir. And I saw you just became a member. Thank you so much for joining. And while we're talking about it, I have memberships available on YouTube and on Patreon, and they really help me keep this channel going and help me do what I do. I do also have some sponsors on the model railroading side that if you are so apt, I would appreciate it if you would check them out. So here's a little 45-second video just thanking everyone. Welcome back. We've got K&R Custom Models here. Lynn McCurdy, the HD MMRCs in the house. Greg from Midsummer N-Scale is here. Norman Rowe in the house. RDA N-Scale, who might be changing his name to RDA HO Scale from his latest video. We got Roy Eltham in the house. John from Schuylkill River Valley is here. Shays N-Scale in the house. Steve 87th PSAP. We have John from TSG Multimedia and Wigwag Workshop, Mr. Stevens in the house. Steven says he's been in tech for 25 years, so he must like it. I don't know if it's about liking or sometimes it's just the way it is. John, you in particular cannot fast forward through the ads, and if you keep talking about the ads, I will make a loop and send it to you, and you will have to watch it over and over and over again. Tonight we've got Mr. Thomas Splitrock. How you doing, Thomas?
I am doing well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
And we talked earlier, and the reason I thought it'd be great to have you up here is you're having a little bit of a small problem with your OBS setup. And I know a lot of people that are getting into the tech side of things and the streaming side of things are starting to look a little bit at OBS. So I think I'm hoping this might be a simple little thing we can solve, but I think it'll just be good to kind of talk about what's going on for you and see if I can't help you out. Maybe somebody in the community can help you out, because I do. Thomas has been doing some, what do you call it? Switching and bitching.
Yes.
is the name of Thomas's live streams that he's doing, and we want him to keep going. He's got a great layout and got a lot of great stuff. So, do you want to describe the issue that you're having, and then maybe we'll get you to share your screen and see if we can take a look at what might be going on.
Yeah, well, it'll be good news, bad news. I can describe the issue. So in OBS, when I tried to do, such as yours, intro slides, scene changes, things like that, I would put them into OBS. And then the next time I came back, the certain slides would be missing. You know, so if I had like 10 pictures in a row of my layout or the prizes we were going to give away or things that were coming up, the next time I came back, it would have a corrupted data or something like that. I just redid OBS tonight. They just came out with an update.
Yes, they did.
And the bad news is, because my frustration, I should have prepped for this tonight. My frustration was that I cleaned out everything from OBS. So maybe if you teach me how to go from the start to create like an intro, like what you have.
Yeah,
I've got the timer down, but I want to see what you do to put those wonderful slides together.
Actually a great way to approach this. I was actually thinking maybe if I showed you what I do,
Yes.
that can kind of bring us back around. So I have my OBS set up right now. It's a little it works for me. I usually have studio mode turned off. So when studio mode is turned off and I switch scenes, it switches right away. But I'm going to turn on studio mode so that I can go into my slideshow scene and not have it affect my program output. So we'll be able to look at that. TSG Multimedia is saying maybe the photos were moved. What I think it might be, my thought is that, do you use an external hard drive to store your photos, or are the photos on your computer's hard drive?
The photos on the laptop.
They are on the laptop.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that's what, and John may be right if that's who's typing for this. That was one of the responses I got, was that the photos have been moved.
Yeah, so what my thought is when you start OBS, if the photos are not where they need to be when OBS starts, when you play the slideshow, it can't find the photos.
Right.
So what I do is, for my slideshows, I actually do it as a directory. So it's a little hard to see. I'm not actually sure how to make this bigger. But you might be able to, you can kind of make out. So what this is right here is, this is actually a directory of photos. It's not the individual photos. So every live stream that I do is, I have a starting soon slideshow folder, and I take my, what's it called? My thumbnail, and I drop it in that folder before I open OBS. If I drop it in the folder after I open OBS, it can't find it. So I drop it in before. But I do it as a folder instead of individual files. And that seems to be working for me. So I'm wondering,
how do you bring that folder then into OBS?
Okay, so discard. So when you go down to add sources and you create an image slideshow, which is one of your source options,
right,
you get this window that comes up. And yes, Tom, yep, definitely I keep them in a folder. No poll. Do you like technology? Answer no. Yeah. So I'm on a PC.
And you say so it's
OBS.
not image, it's image slideshow.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. I do image slideshow, and then I let basically OBS manage the slides as they go through.
And so like under create new, you just put the name of that folder in there? Or do you don't drag the folder in and all the slides?
I called this one starting soon slideshow. You can call it really whatever you want. But so to answer your question though, so I just removed the image files, right? So they're gone right now. So when I click the plus button, it gives you the option to add files or add directory. Add directory will allow you to add a whole folder. Sorry, I see that I'm flipping. You can add a whole folder of photos. So I add a directory, and then on my well, that's interesting. I don't know why that showed up. Then on my computer, I then go to you can see how I organize stuff. I'm a little crazy, but I go to where is it now? Live streams, and then I go to slideshows, and then I've got these folders. I got a starting soon, I've got a stream end, and then I got a be right back technical. So if I click on starting soon and then click select folder, the whole entire folder is now added, and you can see the slideshow starts playing.
All right. Okay. So like for sources, then you like went to you went to image slideshow.
Yeah.
And then you named that starting soon.
Yes.
And then you said directory. That's where I'm not seeing this.
Okay, why don't we do this? Why don't you share your screen, and let's walk through it on your screen so we can all see it.
We can all
together.
laugh and point at me. All right.
Yeah,
so,
and Norman says, "Be careful going through your photos. We don't."
Yeah,
see
we're not
any,
doing that, Norm. We're not doing
photos. And just real quick, Wigwag was asking Mac or PC.
Mac.
You're
MacBook,
on Mac.
MacBook Pro.
Yeah, so I'm on a PC. The good thing about OBS is it's virtually identical on both platforms. John is asking, what is the resolution of the photos?
Very high, because these are stacked photos. These
so
are
what I do is when I create
3,000 megapixels by. But I know I have to shrink them down to put them on here, but they originally were.
Oh, so you do shrink them down, yeah?
For otherwise they're too big to fit on.
Yeah, so I will open up the photos in a photo editing program, and I make them 1920 by 1080.
Yeah.
But if you're putting really large photos in there, that could also be why they're not showing up.
But why would they show up once and not the next time? That's the issue. I can get it to go work once.
Yeah, as much as I love OBS does have sort of memory issues. So, and this is John's basically saying the same thing. If you put too much memory into OBS and OBS is storing too many photos, it starts locking up. If you've been on some of my earlier streams and you heard like the audio gets all like whacked out, that's because OBS has basically reached its limit and said, I've had enough. So it could potentially be doing that with your photos as well. But yeah, are you sharing your screen yet?
No. Let me pop
that
up
up there.
OBS, because I don't know if I've got like the train photos that are 19 by 20. So give me 2 seconds. I'll make 3 or 4 of those.
Well, we can
But,
watch you make 3 or 4.
You
I was
actually
gonna say we can watch you make them. Some people might not know how to
go into
convert them.
Go into Affinity Photo here and trash around for a while. And
Well, open it up. Show people how to do it because some people don't know.
they don't know how to do Affinity. Come on, killing
I,
me here.
you know, not everyone is
All
as
right.
tech savvy as you are.
Yeah, I think cavemen are as tech savvy as me.
Well,
All right, so split rock mining stuff. Let's bring up this one here. Yeah, there's one that's a 17 megabyte photo. I'll zip this.
yeah,
down.
that's probably a little too big.
Yeah.
Share that screen of yours. Come on. Don't hold back.
We're
all here to learn.
We're all here to learn. Okay, so
Yeah, Mr. Pictovid saying infinity. See, some people don't know what that is.
okay. If the sound goes bad, don't blame me.
We'll
Okay.
blame Heath. See, Frank's saying he doesn't know any of this. Creepy uses a pencil for his photos.
Choose should I pick a window or a tab? No, a window. Entire screen. I kind of got that.
Yeah, I've been doing entire screen just because it's easier than to switch applications.
Okay.
Everyone's asking what is infinity. Nobody has any idea what that is.
Affinity is
Affinity.
Affinity is the Mac version of Photoshop.
Gotcha.
All right.
So it's a free program then?
No. But they have like Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, and Affinity something to compete with Word, Photoshop, things like that. They had to come up with their own version instead of trying to rewrite the IBM or Mac version of everything. So I like it. It's kind of intuitive. There's a lot of good training on the YouTube, of course, with Affinity, but if you're a Mac user, it's priceless. All right, so what are you guys looking at?
Says, what's a Mac?
Yeah, what's a Mac?
Okay, walk us through this. So this is a huge photo.
Right. So are you seeing the mine there? What are you guys seeing here?
Yep, we are seeing the mine.
Okay, so this is like so this document, you can see it's 5,000 pixels by 3,400. So I'm gonna have to. You said resize that down to what? 1,200.
I would resize it to 1920 by 1080.
Okay. Let's try.
Or 1920 by keep the ratio the same, but yeah, we might need to crop it to get it to 1920 by 1080.
Okay, I got it down to 1280, so let's go down to 1080.
Well,
and then okay, so document. So now it's 1080 by 1620, so that'll fit.
Yeah, let's actually go back though. Make it 1920 by, and I'll show you. I'll show you something else that we can do.
All right, let's see what I'm back to here. Okay, I'm back to the real size. So you want the biggest one?
Yeah. So go to 1920.
Right.
Click resize.
Yep.
Now, I saw one of the things that it let you do was clip canvas, or maybe did that do it? So what I'm trying to do is when you stream to the internet, the format of that sort of shape is a 16 by 9 shape.
Right.
So when I create all of my thumbnails for my slideshow, or for my thumbnails and for my slideshow, I make sure that they're in that 16 by 9 format.
Right.
So right now your photo is in it's a 4:3 format, and 4:3 is pretty standard what most cameras take if you just turn them on and take a picture.
Right.
So we want to try and make this photo 16 by 9, but not by squishing it. We want to actually crop it down.
So if I get out of this, let me see what document. So
resize canvas. Does that do it?
No, hang on a second here. Okay, so now we're back to our original size. So if I go to new And you said you wanted 16 by 20?
16 by 9 is the
16 by 9. Well, you said it was 19 something by
oh,
so
1920
the
by
web,
1080.
right?
Yep.
So
Roll down.
1280.
Probably
This
is
is the
down below.
this is the tough part about not having a mouse or something.
I think this is I think the resize canvas is going to do it. Let's close out of this. Cancel out of this page.
All right.
Go document or go and resize document first.
All right.
So select 1920 on the left side there and click resize. And then go back up under document and click on resize canvas.
Oh, nope.
Nope. Not that one. Resize canvas. There we go. So now you're going to select 1080.
In the small one?
Yeah, but actually before you do that, click on the lock in the center. There you go. So see how it's unlocked now?
Yeah.
So then click 1080. There. And now what you want to do is click on the center. See where it says anchor? Click on the center. And now click resize.
Do I want to lock it?
No, just leave it. Click resize. So it should now be, if you go to document and resize document, it should say 1920 by 1080.
Yep.
There you go. So that's
Okay.
what you want to do with your photos. That's the easy way to kind of do it. So I use GIMP, which is a free open source software, but it's kind of, it's kind of a thing. It's like use whatever works for you. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that we want to get the photos in some 16 by 9 format, whether it's 1080p or 720p or whatever you want to use. All right, so now we got that one photo.
And so now let me see where my OBS went to here. Here we go.
We probably want to make at least 2 of them just so that when we bring in the slideshow, we can see them changing.
All right.
And yes, GIMP is a bit fiddly. It is open source, and that can that can add to a lot of problems. So speaking of problems,
Hey,
Rick is here to join us. After we solve Thomas's problem, if we can, we're going to try and solve Rick's microphone issue.
can you hear me all right now?
We can. Can you hear us okay?
I can. Well, I get a little something in my ear. It's crackling, but I'm not sure if that's related.
You sound nice and clear to us.
Awesome. I have the new microphone that you recommended sitting here on my desk.
Not clip canvas, resize.
There we go. Unlock.
So you're in resize document.
Yeah, that's not where I want to be.
Yeah, you want to resize document to set the first number, and then resize canvas to then
that's what I
change
wanted
the
to
shape of the canvas.
See, it's already below 1080.
But if you notice, the left one too is 1278 or something, so it's not even 1920 on that side either.
Okay. So let me go back to here.
So Joey, who's a photographer, is making a point that's a good point that we're not really getting into right now. But when you do crop your photos, in this program, I just told him to click on the center anchor to just anchor it, from the center. Ideally, you would want to pick what the best crop is. But yeah. Yeah, and some of Pixelmator has some presets. There's things like InfraView, INFRAVIEW, which has a bunch of presets as well, that are kind of fun. Cracking equals wood burning. Hopefully Rick doesn't have any wood burning.
It's so true.
Yeah, I mean, all these programs work. Corel, Photoshop. They all do basically the same things. You just gotta know what it is. So this is your slideshow here, right?
Right. So now I've got the slideshow. How do I add images to this then?
So make it taller,
Oh, should I
not
make?
wider. Make that window taller.
Should I? Should I make a folder, or we'll do that later?
Yeah, you should put both those files in a folder somewhere.
All right.
Yeah. Roy, for this, we'll be okay, but yeah, we'll make sure that's right. Lynn says Rick seems to have gotten his echo under control.
Not yet. Not
Rick
yet.
says no.
Yeah, Rick had that vicious echo like I was having the other day too.
Oh, it'll
gotta
come
find
back.
it.
What you'll see.
It'll come back. All right.
So Tom Strains and Things does his photo editing in his video editing software.
Oh, interesting.
That's pretty good. I don't know how you manage that. All right.
Rick either got his echo under control or his echo got him under control. And RDAN scales going in for the chocolate chip cookies and the Dr. Pepper's float.
Ooh.
Frank's saying if you don't know how to do this, for one thing, this video will put him to sleep.
Yeah, they will. You guys are watching me do tech. It's kind of, I feel sad for you. Okay,
That's all
so
good.
now,
Yeah. So double click on the starting soon thing, which will, yep. So now if you make that window taller,
that's as tall as it gets.
okay, then on the right side, then scroll down. On the, yeah, right there. There you go. So now it says image files. And if you click the plus, add directory. And now you're going to navigate to wherever you put that folder.
All right. So I want to get to MacBook Pro.
Stack timeline. Is that what you do in your video software? Is stack the timeline?
I can't find it there.
You put it on your desktop?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it's
Click on favorites. See on the top left where favorites is? Oh, you can do it that way too.
here we go.
There you go.
So open that.
Click on it, click open.
There we go.
There you go. So now it's selected the photos, and if you notice, the photos are starting to play. So now scroll up a little bit, and let's look at some of the different settings you can set.
Oops. Okay.
So, if Rick says something and no one was listening, does he make any noise?
Poor Rick.
Yeah. So, visibility behavior, if you click on that. So, always play even when not visible means that your computer is using up resources in the background, even when you're not showing your slideshow. So, I never choose that. I usually choose stop when not visible and restart when visible. If you have a whole slew of photos and you just want to pause where you are in the list of photos, you can select pause, but I just stop it. If you're set on that first one and your computer's using resources, then when you go to hit your slideshow, theoretically it'll come up faster. In my experience, if you don't have a very powerful computer, it just sort of bogs things down and things don't go well. So click on slide mode. I forget what this is. Yeah, so automatic is going to automatically advance the slides. Manual means you have to advance them, so let's leave them on automatic. And then transition, you can select which transition you want, and I just do fade, but yeah, you can choose whichever one you want.
All right.
So time between slides and transition speed in milliseconds. So 8,000 milliseconds is 8 seconds. And then 700 milliseconds is basically 7/10 of a second, right? So if you want the slide to stay up longer, you can increase that. If you want the fade between slides to be longer, you can, change that around. But basically, basically you just make that up for whatever you like.
Right.
I select a loop because I want my slideshow to keep looping. Hide when slideshow is done. You would use that if, let's say, you had 10 slides and after the 10 slides end, that you would want that source to go away. Because we're using this as our intro, we don't really want that. We just want it to keep going. The other thing I do select, though, is I do select randomize playback. And the reason I select randomized playback is because if you've got, 10, 15 slides, it's a good to randomize them so they change order as they play back. Bounding box aspect ratio, I leave that on automatic, but you could set that to 16:9 or 1920 by 1080 or whatever. I usually just set that in my source information, which we can get to in a second. So you don't need to set that there. Just leave it with automatic, and it'll use the other information. That does.
So as long as I leave them in that folder, it'll be able to find them.
Correct. And
if some of them leave.
If you want to add or remove photos, just add or remove them from that folder before you open OBS. And once you open OBS, it'll identify what photos are in there. And then, so if you click OK now, OBS. So now if you see an OBS, you've got your slideshow going.
Yeah.
Right. And now, so I'm just going to share my screen again real quick, and then we'll come back to you. My slideshow is made up of several different elements, right? So the slideshow is the one that's in the red box right now. I've got a countdown timer. I've got a background. I've got a border. I've got this, what's not doing anything now, but it's a visualizer that bounces around. See you later, Brian. So if people are wondering, this is tech, right? So that's, if you've come for trains, I apologize, but we're going to be doing tech tonight. I hope the title will be like a T something, and then it'll say technology, just so that you know. So I do appreciate people showing up. The goal is that every week we'll pick somebody that's having some tech issue. Some days it might be train related. We might do some DCC stuff. We might do some other stuff. Tonight it just happens to be sort of OBS, related.
In other words, I'll be here every week.
Yeah, exactly.
Rick and I are co-hosts permanent. So
Thompson Trains and Things says, would a slideshow produced in another program use less memory than this method? The way, the answer is it depends. If you're doing the slideshow in another program, you then have to window capture or display capture that slideshow into OBS, which then uses resources. The way OBS basically works is it's kind of doing its own display capture thing right here. Tom says create a video. You could create a video, but then your slideshow is going to be the same every time. And then every time you want to change your slideshow, you have to change your video. Whereas if you just want to swap out one photo, I don't need to create a new video. I don't need to render a new video. I just literally drop the photo in, and it does everything on its own.
And I see that would be good for like you and Tom and other people who have sponsors, Sparky or somebody like that.
Correct.
Who have sponsors or advertisers that you could swap them out or highlight them. Okay.
Correct. And my sponsor video is a video, but my introduction slideshow is a slideshow because I change up the slides every once in a while. And I don't want to have to redo a video every time just to change the slides. And because I've set it to random, you don't see the same slides in the same order every time. They change order.
Right.
So theoretically that, keeps things a little more interesting. So I've got all these layers, right? So my slideshow doesn't take up the whole screen. So I'm using a bounding box basically to make the slideshow smaller than the entire screen. So you can either, when you're building out this scene, you can either make it full screen and lay things over it, or you can right click on it and click on edit transform, and you can change the shape of it, or you can just drag it around. I tend not to drag it around. I personally like the number, I like controlling it by the numbers. My video randomized and keeps sending me to other channels. Yeah, George, I understand this isn't for everybody. Hopefully one night we'll do some tech stuff that is interesting to you. But tonight we're helping Thomas out with his little. So,
And Rick.
well, we're gonna try and help Rick. Rick may be beyond help, but
I believe that may
Poor
be
Rick.
true.
Poor Rick. It's abused.
All this just to get Rita's video.
I tell you.
I know, right? So yes, you could do a video. You could as well. You can do a. Is it an image slideshow? You can do a VLC playlist and do a playlist of videos. So, like, if Tom wanted to create a couple of videos that would then play for his intro, you could create a VLC playlist, put all of the videos in that, and then do it that way as well. So Norman wants to know, do you feel helped, Thomas?
I do. The putting things in the folder and the pro tip of doing everything before you open OBS was probably what I was having issues with before, because I was in OBS and trying to change things and seeing what would happen.
Now,
Well,
if you're in
tip
OBS,
of the night.
if you're in OBS and you need to refresh the slideshow, what you do is you need to go in and basically remove and re-add the folder. If you
Right.
don't remove and re-add the folder, you're just gonna get errors.
Errors again. Okay.
Yep.
So when you change the slide, you pull everything out, fix it the way you want, and then put it back in.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, okay.
Yeah. Do you want to? I believe you're going direct into StreamYard, right? So I don't know if you want to close OBS and reopen it again and see if the slideshow comes up without any problems.
I could do that real quick. Let's see OBS here. Quick.
Rick is causing problems in the chat. I'm gonna have to.
Good.
I may have to ban. I may have to ban Rick from the chat later. Yeah, I'm curious. The poll. So we have 46 votes on the poll. 83% of people say they love technology. 17% says no. That's good. I really thought the poll was gonna be a little bit more in the middle. But yeah, I'd like to think technology is helpful, but not always. So theoretically, that slideshow should just start running on its own because you opened right into that
All right.
that thing. So we're set at, I think, 8 seconds, right? So,
I moved it up to 9 just to play with it, just to see.
Okay. So hopefully, yep. Oh, hopefully in 9 seconds it'll switch. Now that fade transition is only fading from what's on the left to what's on the right. That
Right.
doesn't affect the speed of the slideshow.
No, that's what I was, because that's what I was in the studio. Then you could. I just wonder why my MacBook camera is not coming up. That's what's kind of interesting.
Well, because what you have to do is create. If you want your camera to come up, you would need another scene that is your camera.
Yeah.
And then you would transition from the starting soon scene to your camera scene.
Technically, your camera is there, but your slideshow is over top of it.
On top of it, correct.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So you could. There are ways to turn on and off.
But here in studio mode, why would it be on top of it there?
Because in studio mode, it's showing the whole
got it.
scene.
Got it.
Do you remember? Do you remember earlier when you were playing with the size and you were moving the screen around and changing that red box?
Yes.
Your video was behind it.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
And if you notice in that list of sources for MacBook, your laptop is on the bottom.
Yeah.
Your
So
starting is on the top.
Click the eye next to starting soon. The eyeball.
And there you are.
Okay.
So you've just hid that layer.
Okay, got it.
Yep. So to bring that layer back, you need to click the eyeball again.
Okay.
There you go. And now when you transition to it, it'll go back to this.
No, interesting. All right.
Yeah. But the easiest way to do it though is to create different scenes. So instead of turning off layers, we're just switching from one scene to the other.
Yeah, that's what I was doing before, but like I said, when I go to a scene to the slideshow, then it was saying the slides weren't there. So, all right. I think I'm good for now. I'll come back next week for
round 2.
Part 2.
Awesome.
Let's see what Rick. Help Rick out. I don't want to be the only guinea pig tonight. I'm feeling picked on.
No picking. No picking. So Rick, before we get to Rick, does anyone have any questions about what we just did with Thomas that they want clarification on, or is everyone just completely lost at this point and we should just move on?
I missed the beginning part of it, but I got the concept, so I think I'm okay. I might actually try it.
Tom's Trains and Things says test on Friday. Yeah, Tom did a streaming test. It was like at 5:00, I guess, Tom, on Friday. And ironically,
no, I think he meant, did you learn anything? There's a test on Friday.
Oh, he's a teacher.
Thanks, Mr. Pictovid.
Cost of therapy.
Much appreciated. Last Friday, Tom did a test stream. Tom's been having some internet issues. And what I think's kind of funny is that he didn't have any issues with his internet on Friday during that test stream. But then on Monday, he had problems again. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convince Tom to switch to like 5:00 on Fridays and let me take over his 8:00 spot, because I don't have any internet problems like he has. So I think he needs to. Tom needs to be more a part of the Blue Plate special early dinner team, and let us young kids take over the 8:00 slot.
Late nights.
Yeah, exactly. So David's asking, what did we miss? David, we're doing some OBS stuff tonight. Tonight's all about technology. I don't know why I don't know where that pause came from. But tonight we're doing all stuff about technology. Trains will be on Monday. Wednesday nights will be tech-based, some might be train technology. It just so happened we were helping Thomas out with some of his issues. Norman, I didn't say senior dinner. I said blue plate dinner. Tom says 5 o'clock is nap time. So, and he eats dinner at 7, which is actually usually later than me. I'm usually eating it at 6. So, I guess I have nothing to speak about with that. But. So, Rick, besides the issues that we all know about, what non-personal issues are you having that we might be able to help you solve tonight?
Well, they're all personal.
Yeah, Tim from CP368 wants to know, when are we helping you with your issues? I'll let Rick tell his issues, and then I'll tell you my issues that I had this evening, just trying to get this stream set up.
Oh gosh,
I'll get into that because I think they're going to be a little similar.
So just to recap from last week, what I'm
this is a multi-week problem.
This is a multi-week problem. Yes. So I had a live stream that was 2 Fridays ago, I think. And during the live stream, I introduced a new intro for my live stream, which was a 30-second video. And after the video, I got a bunch of comments from people saying, wow, that was a really nice intro, but you should add sound. Now, on my end, I heard sound. The problem is OBS did not translate that sound into StreamYard.
Yes.
So I reached out to Heath, and we went. I joined last week's show with Heath, and we tried to run a bunch of different scenarios, and nothing seemed to be working. We got it kind of working, but there were other sound problems. So Heath recommended that I get this new microphone, which I have now in front of me, which you guys tell me sounds great, and it looks great. I even got it in green, which is my favorite color.
Oh.
Yes. I love your lights, by the way.
There you go. Yeah, I did.
Awesome.
I didn't think to do this for you, but look, I'm wearing green.
Look at that.
Green in the back.
I tell you. Look, I even got the brown. Brown.
Yeah, there you go. You're the trunk. I'm the leaves. Yeah.
There you go. So I get this microphone. I get it all plugged up. I did a short test. We lost Split Rock.
Yeah. I don't think I kicked them out, but maybe.
I did a short test with a couple other people that just happened to be available the other day, and I was kind of having the same issues. And so the microphone didn't resolve it as we thought it would. So then Heath, in his bright wisdom, suggested, Rick, you should really upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10. And I thought to myself, everything's been running great. I really haven't had any issues other than trying to get the sound going. But at some point, I got to pull the trigger anyway. So I ran the upgrade. Well, poo-poo. After the upgrade went through, Windows 10 is now on the machine, but there were all kinds of problems. There were updates that needed to be applied. It wasn't seeing some hardware. It wasn't playing nice with other hardware. It wasn't until tonight, just before the stream, that I realized that my Bluetooth was not working. So I couldn't join the stream in the beginning because you would have heard all the sound coming out of my speakers into this pretty little microphone, and that would have just upset everyone. So I was playing with that, finally got that working, except now I got this little crackle going on, and it only happened when I got into StreamYard, so I don't know what that's about. Because I was playing your YouTube in the background before the show, and it was nice and clear. The second I came into the studio, it started crackling, and I don't know why. But other than that, I have been playing around with OBS, and I think I may have resolved the issue, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't test it. But if you remember, one of the conversations that you and I had was that when I went into OBS, even without a scene and without a source,
Yeah, we got to test that.
Tested it.
Yeah.
When I tested it, everybody was able to hear me, which was so strange because there was no source. So then I thought to myself, well, I need to abandon what's in OBS and start over. So I created
maybe not yet. You already started over. Okay.
Well, no, not yet. All I did was I created a new profile, and I started adding things into the new profile. What I have not tested yet is that profile live. So I can go into that and test it. I'm not sure what StreamYards is going to do because right now I've got the camera and the microphone direct into StreamYard. So I would have to change those first and feed them into OBS.
Well, why don't you get OBS going, and why don't you share your OBS screen before you make any changes so that people can kind of see what you're doing in OBS?
Sounds great. I can do all of that. Yes.
Awesome.
So
while you're setting that up, I'm just gonna really quickly. So I tried to get my nicer sounding mic set up today, and every time I tried to get it set up, I would crash my computer. My audio interface, for whatever reason, when I would try and select this mic, everything would lock up. So I am also having audio issues. I'm not going to attempt to fix it because it does keep crashing things, but I also need to work on fixing my audio problems. So you're not the only one, Rick. You're not the only one with issues. Artie is saying before you share your screen, just shut down the adult content.
That is a very good point. I think we're good. Okay. Share.
And everyone's saying they don't like Windows 10. I didn't like Windows 8. I did not switch to 8. 10 I haven't had any issues with, really.
And 11 is right around the corner.
Yeah, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, so the only thing I haven't gotten into, like the techie part of it, and I'm going to have to soon because we just got a new shipment of Dell computers in at work, and the very first thing you see when you turn it on is a screen that says 11 is here. Do you want to upgrade? And I'm like, yeah, no, not yet. We haven't tested any of our software on there. But just looking from the screenshot that they keep showing with Windows 11, it looks very much like a Mac. It has the start button at the bottom with all of the buttons in the center row, completely different from what they've done in the past. So this is going to be interesting.
I remember Tom saying this on a stream once, is that he can't network his Windows 10 computer to like his other computer. It only works with Windows 7 or something. And I use Google Remote Desktop, and all of my stuff syncs without issue. So anyway.
Tom and I actually worked on that together. It was maybe about a year ago. And yes, what he's saying is absolutely true. And I could not for the life of me figure out what his issue was, but his window, Tom will correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the Windows 10 machine would see the Windows 7 machine, but the Windows 7 machine could not see the Windows 10 machine, and he could not share files back and forth. And with his video editing and having to move files from his production machine to his editing machine, they were very large, and there was nothing that he could have used, like an outside source, like a Dropbox or a OneDrive or something like that. It would just take too long to upload it to the cloud to bring it back down.
What you need to use is, or what I use for transferring files, especially large files, is something called Resilio Sync. It used to be called BitSync, but it is a peer-to-peer file sharing program. So my files don't get shared with the outside world. Like I don't use Dropbox. Everything, like Drew says, everything is on a NAS. Yes. And I have it all synced with Resilio Sync. And see, even Mr. Biktovid uses it. And it's peer-to-peer. So, like, you don't need to, like, upload it to Dropbox and then have it come back down. It syncs directly from computer to computer. And when you're video editing, it's ideal to have the files directly on the computer. So, just like Dropbox and all those things, you could do what's called selective sync. So you could choose whether the files are actually on the computer or not. I use a Synology NAS. Resilio Sync works natively on the Synology, so I just,
Synology is my next gift to myself.
Yeah, so all of my everything in my world is on my Synology, and when I need stuff, I just download it to whatever of the 10, 15 computers I need it on. When I showed that folder earlier, that live stream folder, that's on my network drive, and then I only sync to the computers what files that I need. So.
Now you said nothing goes up to the cloud, but are you able to share files to an off-site location?
Yes. So what Resilio Sync will do is you can allow it to use proxies to transfer files if you can't make a direct connection. But I don't know exactly how they do this, but there is some mapping where it knows where the computers are, and it'll basically do a hop until it gets to the computer and then make a direct connection to transfer the files.
Okay.
So if I am off-site, I am still transferring files computer to computer. It just sort of manages all that.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that.
David says he's been bumped off here again. I guess it doesn't matter because all this tech will have changed by tomorrow morning.
That is
I don't
so
know.
true.
Norman was saying too he was having problems, that it was bumping him off. I don't know what you doing tonight. I'm just waiting for Rick to share his screen, which he still hasn't done, by the way.
Oh, you told me to wait because we were talking.
No, I said while you are sharing your screen, I'm gonna ramble.
All right. So here we are. This is OBS. I've got a couple scenes here that are set up. Currently, this scene 2 is just blank. Now, because my microphone and my camera are hooked into StreamYards, they are not available here. So, for example, if I go into my main camera, which also has
I hate
my
that
logo,
about Windows computers, by the way.
Yeah.
On a Mac, you don't have that issue. You can.
Yeah, resources don't get locked.
Right.
I know. So on this screen, you would normally see what you see on StreamYard over here. And then you've got my little logo. The schedule is what you always see that comes up. And then normally you would see me here in the middle. But of course, I'm locked. And then there's the intro, which contains Rita and the music. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna click on that. I doubt that you're going to hear anything. Well, you won't because it's not feeding to OBS.
It's not feeding through.
You'll just see this roll. Now I do hear it. I have the audio here in my ear.
Yep, that makes
sense. That's only because I set up the auto monitoring that way. Yeah. But we can certainly look at those, and I'm going to have to mute her.
What do we want to happen? You want us to hear the sound, and then when it switches back to your mic, you want us to hear you talking.
Correct. So my what I'm looking to do is set up my live stream in StreamYard, and when I'm ready to go, I can click on Go Live, and then immediately flip over to the intro. The intro would roll. It goes for 30 seconds. When the video is finished, I can then click on my schedule. You will see me. We'll talk about the schedule. That rolls for, I think, 5 minutes, I think the schedule goes for. And then once the schedule is done, I can then switch over to the main cam. And here I am. We start the live show, introduce everybody, and then chaos ensues after that.
Perfect. So let's see if and you may need to do this one at a time. And Norman's saying, watch the copyright issues. The song and stuff that you used is for free from that site, right? So we shouldn't
Correct.
have music issues.
Yes. I don't have any issues with any of the. I have full permission to use both the videos, the clips, and the audio. That is
The question really, I guess, becomes: do I have permission? But I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. It'll be yeah. We'll I think we're okay because you just used the free version to create this, correct? You didn't use a paid version?
It's not a paid version, correct. It was given, right. Yes, I had the ability to set that up for free. So it's available to anyone, honestly, who goes on the site. So
so I'm basically okay with him playing this because I know he used the free version. There is a paid version of it, and if he used that, then I would have issues showing it on my channel.
Right.
But he could show it on his channel because he paid.
Correct.
So one at a time, why don't we... I don't know if Windows is going to release them without you restarting the computer or not, but why don't you try releasing your camera and your microphone from StreamYard and then see if we can activate them in OBS and see if we can pick them up.
I think if I close OBS and then
Creepy, what would you like a link to? Go ahead. What are you thinking? I don't think you need to close OBS. Theoretically, well, what you might need to close is your browser. If you go into StreamYard and select like microphone, and then select a different microphone than what you want to add to OBS.
Okay, let's try that.
Theoretically, Chrome will release that microphone. If it doesn't release it, then you'll need to shut down Chrome and restart Chrome.
Okay, so let me try that first. I'm going to lose the mic because I'm going to put the mic into... Oh, the option's not even there. That's so weird. Did I unplug that? Yes, that's why. Okay. Hold on. Let me get this back. That's why.
Tom just said bye, Rick.
Bye!
Yeah, so if Rick goes away, I'll banter for a second while he comes back in. I did just resend him the link to join as well. So if you do need to restart StreamYard to select... Well, actually... What you should be selecting in StreamYard is your virtual cable that you're going to output from OBS. That's what you should ideally be selecting in StreamYard. Does that make sense? Looks like he's in process. Now, either Rick has stopped talking to us because he's in progress, or he's actually switched it and maybe we're actually getting this to work. So he just started virtual webcam, which he needed to do. So now he needs to go and select the correct mic for his mic. So if you go into the scene with the mic and then double click on it, you may need to set and reset it. Lance says, first time first. Lance, when are you going to start streaming? You got that fancy new shed and that fancy new computer. Creepy saying there is a way to get on for free. I don't know what you... I'm so confused what you guys are talking about. Are you talking about the program that Rick used to create his opening video? Yeah, so Adam, what we're doing is kind of... technology is a tool, not an obstacle. We're doing this for the community to help people in the community that have tech issues of any kind, primarily around either streaming or, maybe DCC. And we're just kind of getting together as a community and uh, going through issues and um, trying to solve stuff. Uh-oh. Rick. See, Rick is an IT guy because he's starting to type notes to us in Notepad, which is a very IT thing to do when you're screen sharing with somebody else. So. Yes, you've totally confused me. I don't know what country link is. Yeah, and Adam, that's we were talking about that a little bit earlier too. We had Thomas Splitrock323 up here, and he was trying to do some slideshow stuff and was having some issues. And we think one of the problems, yeah, Rick, restart Chrome if you need to. I resent the link to you in the other chat. Um, so we had Thomas Splitrock323 up here a little bit earlier, and he had issues. And I think basically it was overtaxing his computer. There are things that I want to do that I haven't been able to do yet because of the computer that I have. And even setting up for this stream tonight, I was trying to add a microphone and I was having issues and couldn't get it going. So unfortunately, there is definitely technology limitations based on your hardware. Part of things like StreamYard is to get around those limitations by using web-based solutions. When you have a web-based solution, you don't need quite as much hardware to run your stream. But if you want to get to the level of like a Tom's Trains and things, where you're doing a lot of like videos and bump ins and bump outs and all this kind of stuff, it takes a pretty beefy computer. And yeah, if you've got some issue that you'd like to kind of go through in a forum like this, get you set up streaming or, some train related thing. Split Rock saying he's got a nice Blue Yeti microphone, but my laptop can't power it. We can talk about how we could possibly power that microphone if his laptop can't do it. And Split Rock, the solution is basically you need a powered USB hub, and you just need to make sure that the powered USB hub has enough power to power the Blue Yeti, which most of them should have that are out there. So that is that's what I would check out to solve that problem. So Rick's got the camera, but not the mic. And if you talk right now, will we be able to hear you or no? No. Okay. So the mic setting in StreamYard wants to be the VB cable for your input. And then in OBS, is it that OBS won't let you select your microphone? So go into your scene with your microphone and double click on your microphone source. Let's take a look at that. So when you drop that down, is your source not? Yeah, powered USB hubs are very important when you get into a lot of this video stuff, because a lot of the stuff gets its power from from what we're doing. So so we still don't hear you in StreamYard yet, Rick. Yes, Sarah, when I started streaming, I got rid of my cable internet and I switched to fiber internet. And I've been so much happier with fiber internet. So Tim says those MIME classes are really helping. What is an example of a powered USB hub link? Amazon. Okay. Let me go into Amazon and powered USB hub. I'm a big fan of some of the Anchor stuff, but Sabranet's good too. Here we go. This is actually, I think, this might actually be one of the ones I have. Rick, I may unshare you for a second while you're poking around, but here's one. You don't need to spend $46. I don't know why this one is so expensive. I'm not gonna link this one. Let me find it. Let me find a better one. Let's see, Anchor. Why are they so expensive right now? Is it just me, or are they overly expensive? I don't think I paid $45 for mine.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
We do hear you now.
Oh, and how is the sound quality?
Good sound quality from us. Do you know what happened?
Yes. So, what I did exactly as you said. I went into.
Wait. Hold on. So are you saying that when you did what I told you to do, it worked? Just so that everyone can hear it.
Okay. So
is that what we're saying?
Let's clarify. And you're recording this, right? We have this on video.
Oh, absolutely. This next part is 100% being recorded.
Keith's instructions were correct, but OBS was not allowing me to do what I was doing for some odd reason. So the final test would be to run the intro. Now, that all depends on whether or not the intro is being... So the only thing that I just changed just now was I dumped out of Google. Dumped out of Google was the browser. I dumped out of Chrome, and I restarted OBS. When I restarted OBS, it automatically picked up the camera. No problem there. So I started the virtual camera, and then I went back into Chrome and selected OBS as the camera, and that's how you got to see my pretty face.
Your beautiful face, yes.
I was trying to think of something tree related, but it wasn't coming to me so quickly.
Okay.
And then I selected the microphone, which is the cable VB, and then you couldn't hear me. So all I did was come into OBS, and for some odd reason, it did not have my microphone selected. It defaulted to default instead of the actual microphone. So that was the first thing. That got me the green bar bouncing. So I knew something was happening. But then I had to go into audio monitor and send that signal to cable VB. Yep. And that's when you heard me. And there's the intro.
But no audio. We just hear your microphone right now. I don't hear the audio. So you need to set this audio to monitor as well, which you don't have set yet.
Okay, so that's weird. While the intro was running, you heard me?
Yes.
Okay, so
I know why, by the way. I think I know why.
Okay, all right. So if you could figure, all right, if you know that, then hang on. Let me go into filter. And
so real quick, while Rick is doing this, I just want to explain for people that probably are completely lost at this point what's going on. So OBS is one software program, and StreamYard is running through Chrome, which is another software program. We are using something called a virtual audio cable to route the audio coming out of OBS into StreamYard. So the mic input in StreamYard, Rick is setting that to his virtual cable, which then OBS is basically feeding it that way. So we're kind of right. You know, we're connecting two cables together. So,
virtually.
Yeah. So I can still hear you, Rick, but we never heard the intro yet.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the intro scene.
Now we hear it.
Okay. So,
And
and
we
that's
heard
fine.
you talking. And we heard you talking.
Which is weird. So I think I have my problem solved, but
One
I
of them.
don't quite understand why you hear me on the other screen when I have no microphone source selected.
So, on your microphone source, right click and click filters. I want to just see something. It could be a couple different things.
So I put on noise suppression like you had
Yeah.
suggested last time. And then I created this that says out to StreamYard.
Right.
And
So
that
what's
goes to cable.
happening is you're basically sending your microphone out to StreamYard through the filter as well as through monitoring. So if you unclick that filter, then we won't hear you when you switch scenes. So click the little eyeball.
But you won't hear me here either.
Unclick it and let's see. Okay, yeah, you're right. So click it back on.
Da, 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 and here I am.
So then why would we?
Right. See, now on the other scene, the only thing that is in that intro is the video.
Right.
So you should not hear me at all.
Right. Go click on.
Now, do you still hear Rita? Or do you still hear
You
me?
still hear Rita? Yes.
Even
I'm
though
gonna
I've-
explain. Yep, I know why. So go to Docs. On the top menu where it says File, Edit, whatever. Click on Docs, or click on View. Maybe it's View.
View. Docs.
And Docs, and you should have Audio Monitor down there at the bottom. You're gonna want to click
Audio
on that.
monitor. Okay,
Now,
got that.
now nest that somewhere. Yeah, wherever. So now, what you're gonna see is, so when you talk now, right?
Right. Okay.
Now so you see how the one under your microphone is bouncing up and down. Now,
Right.
if you go back to your intro scene and you keep an eye on, now talk.
Okay, so here I am. Yep.
You see how that's still bouncing up and down?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why there's a problem. So what you need to do is go back into your filters.
Okay. For the microphone.
Yeah. Now select
Okay.
that audio monitor filter. And I can't see the text really well, but does it say, what are the two check boxes?
One says locked and one says linked to source volume.
Okay, perfect. And then the next one down says what?
Says mute not linked.
So click on that.
Okay.
Click linked.
Okay. There's the option is linked to deactivate from the main view or linked to source muting.
Linked to deactivated from the main view. I don't know.
We're on stream or recording. I mean, we could try both.
Yeah, try the first one, that one there.
Okay.
Yep. So now when you switch to the intro and you talk, we don't hear you now.
Okay, but you hear me now.
Correct. And if you watch closely, when you go to the intro, you'll notice that the little like speaker icon on the bottom turns red, meaning it's muted.
Yes. Okay. Now, one last question. When I switch to the intro, I get a thing here under audio mixer.
Tom says quit while you're ahead.
Quit while you're ahead. Look, I'm 2 for 2. We're going for 3 for 3.
Keep going, keep going. We're good. We're good. I'm
All right.
I gotta go take the dog out soon, but we're good.
All right, this hopefully should be the last thing. So when I
Okay.
switch over to the intro, I get a thing here that says Rita, and it bounces with the music.
Yes, it does.
Just a moment ago, I muted that, and it did not mute it did not mute the intro music for you.
Okay.
But if I do it over here on the right, will it do it then?
Yes, but again, what I would recommend doing is going into that filter and making sure that your mute is linked so that when you mute in the audio mixer, it also mutes in the audio monitor. So audio monitor, well, he's screwing around with that. Audio monitor is a plugin. It's a third-party plugin for OBS. Yeah. Derek says it's so far over my head. I know, but you'll get it. You'll get it. So you're muted, but we still hear it. I don't know why you were. Yeah, you were muted, but we still heard it, which means
I didn't.
Oh,
so it didn't come through my Bluetooth, so I assumed you didn't hear it.
No, we were trying to have a conversation, and you were completely ruining everything. Derek Alexander says, "Who's Rita?"
Rita, who asked?
Derek Alexander.
Okay, so that's a long story, but in short, I'm the lady in my intro. I'm now calling Rita.
And
Rita,
if you want
Rita
the
has
full
a whole
story,
other intro story.
I was gonna say, if you want the full story, you need to come to the late night show for that story. See you later, James.
See you, James.
So what I want you to do is right click on not there. Sorry. Click on the audio mixer, right click on the little like settings icon and go to advanced properties under audio mixer. Nope, not there. Audio mixer.
Oh, here.
There you go. Yep. There you go. Advanced audio properties.
Got it.
Okay, so they both say monitor off. So that theory didn't apply.
And the intro is not even up there.
Oh, sorry. So click on the bottom left. Click the show all. Bottom left button. There you go. So now the intro. It still says monitor off, right?
Yes, they all say monitor off.
All right. So that theory didn't apply. So let's go back to filters then. And let's choose a different the filter for Rita. So you may need to
I may need to be in
that source and then open it.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, if you notice, it says mute not linked. So we're gonna wanna link that, and probably to source is what you want to link it to, so you can mute it and unmute it. Nope, I still hear it. Why do we still hear it? Man, I tell you, Tom was right. We should have stopped while we were ahead.
And that's okay. I don't mind if you want to stop here and think about it at another time. That's fine. I think I've accomplished my main goal for now.
Go back into Rita and just confirm that the filter output on Rita is set to the VB cable's output. Yeah. So yeah, so is that the correct? Is that the same output as your mic output? Oh yeah, check volume link to source. Oh, why didn't it save? Hold on, and then under mute, select the link. For some reason, those didn't save. Now click save and no. You want it checked and you want it linked. Oh, hold on.
Not on the output.
You want it checked and you want it linked.
Yes, but the change I made a moment ago, I did to the Bluetooth filter, not for the StreamYard.
Oh, gotcha.
So now,
so here's what I want you to do: expand the audio monitor view, because then you should see another. Like go to the left edge of it, and you should be able to drag it to your left a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the two of them. So basically, you are muting the Bluetooth one, not the output to us.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So how do I know which is which here?
Creepy wants more Rita. So the way you know
So do
which
I,
one
Creepy. So do I.
if you look at the top, the labels should tell you which is which.
So one says intro and one says Rita. Now, could intro be talking about the source?
One says intro, one says Rita. Go into your filters, and it should be the filter names is what should be up there. Yeah. So when you...
He's called intro Rita. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So it's just showing the one. Okay. I get it. Make the audio monitor bigger. Like slide it to so you're not using the thing on the bottom. Just there you go. Okay. So now click on that little settings button. And what we want to do, hold on, I gotta open mine because I can't read yours.
It says meter output slider, only active, slider names, and outputs, and it gives me a track 1 through 6.
Yeah. So what I have check marks next to only active and slider names.
All right. So only active makes it disappear when I'm not on that slide.
And then click slider names. Boom. Now on the bottom those are your names.
Bluetooth.
That's what was missing.
And there's the output. Okay, so if I mute this and I switch over to the intro, you should not hear it. Correct?
Correct. Yeah. It's not muted. Now you got to mute it. There you go. Now we don't hear it.
Awesome. All right, I'm done. I'll take 3 for 3.
If people don't know, Tom says Comcast sucks. Just in case you haven't heard that from him. Heard that from him yet? So, Tom, you want to come up here and rant about Comcast? I'm just kidding.
So, what? I'm just trying to think here.
Do you want to? Let's do one more thing real quick while I got you. Click that settings button again.
Sure.
Go to outputs.
Outputs.
And highlight track 1, and then unclick show.
Unclick show.
There you go. Because you don't really need that. That doesn't really help you. That little slider.
What was that?
What that was? So track 1. Go to advanced. Go to your advanced properties again for your audio. So the other, click advanced audio properties. So you see on the right there, it says tracks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever.
Oh yeah, I never knew the rest of them were over there.
Yeah. So what that's doing is that's enabling you to see tracks 1 through 6. OBS gives you the option. Tom's saying, "Oh no." OBS gives you the option to send certain audio to different tracks. So if you want to do a recording, you could record up to 6 tracks and have the audio be on different tracks. So when you edit it later, you could take different things out.
Oh, that's interesting.
So what I do is I have all of the ones clicked because one is what gets streamed out.
Okay.
And then I have, like 2 is my speaking and 3 is my video and 4 are my sound effects or whatever. So that then when I dump that into my video editing program after I've recorded it, I can turn off track 1, which is everything. And then track 2 is just my speaking, track 3 and whatever. So I can split it up.
Gotcha.
So it
Gotcha.
defaults
Okay.
to everything on. So that track 1 that you were looking at there is basically just showing you what you're sending out to the world.
That was this.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you could find that useful if that's useful to you.
Sure.
I personally feel like if I see the things bouncing that I kind of know what's going on.
Gotcha.
So
now that I have everything set up over here in the audio monitor, do I really need the audio mixer for anything?
So the
because for example, like here's the green mic. If I move the green mic, it's moving the green mic over there. So why would I
they're
need...
linked? Because they're linked. So,
okay.
So your audio mixer is basically showing you what's coming in. It's sort of your... How do I explain it? Do you know anything about audio mixing? So to some extent, the audio mixer is the big fader on the bottom that you would move up and down.
Yes.
What the audio monitor are your 4 or 6 aux outputs.
Yes.
To your different outputs.
Right.
So you don't really need to see audio mixer. So what you could do is grab the audio monitor one, drop it on top of audio mixer, right there. Yeah, there you go. Now, if you notice, you have a tab, so you can switch back and forth if you need them. But if you don't need them, so they're still there.
They're still there.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. Send me a bill.
Still talking about their internet. Send you a bill. You know my PayPal.
I certainly do.
I'm just joking.
I'm gonna have to up my membership.
So there are 20 people on here talking about their internet connection and ignoring us completely.
What else is new?
Derek Alexander says, I asked him if he knew anything about audio mixing, and he answered non-verbally with a so-so hand motion. Very funny.
That is
so.
True.
Tom Kovicek of Tom's Trains and Things uses vMix. vMix has the same thing. They've got audio buses. They've got the same sort of thing. With vMix, a lot more of that's included. vMix is set up to be more of a professional setup. So while Audio Monitor is a plugin for OBS, it comes built into vMix. So, with vMix, you can set up your mix minuses and all that kind of stuff in vMix with all the with all this audio stuff. So, yeah, and it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing as the mixing you would do at a church or the mixing you do at a bar. The difference is that it's digital. The advantages of OBS are that it costs nothing.
Right.
And if I had the money and I had the computer, I would get vMix in a second. vMix, you can either pay a one-time fee, or vMix now has a $50 a month thing. When I get a computer that can run vMix, I will very likely switch to vMix. Until then,
but not Comcast.
Not Comcast. I luckily do not have the Comcast. But
Me either.
but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and Adam, yeah, I mean it'd be great if the hardware can sometimes keep up with the software and stuff. So Split Rock, yeah, if you want to learn how to do overlays and how to resize things in OBS, we can definitely do that next week. But
I'll attempt
hopefully,
that one.
if you didn't understand how to actually do it, I guess hopefully you've learned that it's possible to do. And I think just knowing what is possible is just as important as knowing how to actually do something. So check out Rick. Rick's got a lot of videos out there. Check out Split Rock 323. Check out what people got going on. Rick's next live stream, he's gonna have a fancy intro that's gonna go right into him talking, and it's gonna be
I think everyone's pretty much
gonna be
heard enough of
amazing.
it by now.
I know, right? People are like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that." You're gonna have to change up the song now. It's like,
Yeah,
not that song again.
at least now all I have to do is substitute the video, knowing that everything else will work behind it.
Right.
So,
Right. Exactly.
I think.
Exactly.
Heath, I thank you so much. I've learned so much. I know I've been a pain in the ass, and I owe you dinner or lunch or possibly both at this point.
It's all good. I love doing this. I'm all about. So, yes, this technology can be very complicated, but where we're going to, so yes, where you're at, you can run a show. We're going to start taking it to the next level, though, where when you start your show, you're not going to have to hit each new scene. We're going to set it up so it automatically goes from one scene to the next. So we're going to start setting stuff up to help automate your production so that, we just keep improving things. And Tom's Trains and Things says he learned nothing from us, but he learned a lot from the chat. So, and Derek says that because they all had to listen to me, that I owe everybody lunch for being forced to listen to me. So,
well, anytime you need a guinea pig, let me know. If my schedule permits, you are more than welcome to play around in my mind.
and anybody else that has some kind of thing that they want, to kind of, go through that they think might be interesting for others, or in the case of Tom Kovacek, isn't interesting at all. Feel free to send me an email, and I want to start doing this every week, and just keep building people's knowledge, keep building what's possible out there. And Rick, thanks for being here. Thomas, thanks so much for being here. And I will catch everybody again soon.
It's all about humanity.